Alright guys, welcome to another video. Again, 2024 social studies. In the last video I stopped at number 19, so I'll quickly go down to number 20 and continue from there. Alright, so it says justice, truth be ours forever is a line taken from Jamaica's what? National anthem, national pledge, national prayer or national song for school, and it's the national anthem. So it's A. Number 21. Jamaica has made a few changes to its coat of arms. One of these changes was made to the motto, which is a main reason for the final change to the motto. A says to provide a modern version of the motto. B says to pay tribute to the first ethnic group that lived in the country. C says to recognize the togetherness of the ethnic groups in the country. And D says to show the relationship between the indentured servants. And the answer is C, to show the togetherness of the ethnic groups in the country. Let's go down to 22 and 23. National symbols and emblems are significant to Jamaicans because A, they remind us of our ancestors, B, they represent economic prosperity, C, they remind us of our civic responsibilities, and D, they promote identity and civic pride. So the answer would be D. I would say D. C looks possible, but symbols and emblems, right. 23. Which of the following is a service offered by the Jamaican government? So you do look at goods and services. A, savings account for citizens. B, educational opportunities for citizens. C, churches for citizens to worship. D, social media accounts for children. And it's B, educational opportunities. All right. A grade 6 teacher asked the students, and this came on a paper just gone in, it came last year. What qualities do people need to lead at the national level? 24 says, which would be most useful in gathering information to answer the question on the board? Autobiography of Marcus Garvey, picture collage of national leaders, biographies of former Jamaican prime ministers, and D says a newspaper article about the contributions of the mayors of Kingston, and it would be C, biographies of the former Jamaican prime ministers. 24, using the source here, source 1. This is a municipal corporation building. We used to call them parish councils. All the citizens of the parish who are suitable to vote can choose a member of the municipal corporation. This is usually done during the local government elections. What does municipal corporation do, Grandma? They do so much. They ensure that the parish is kept clean as well as maintain parks and markets. Source 2. Central government directs the affairs of the whole country. It is made up of representatives elected by citizens from different areas of the country called constituencies. Some of these government members are involved in the day-to-day running of the country through different ministries of government. 25. Which source or sources give information on how specific places in communities are maintained by the government? And that would have to be source 1. How specific areas, as in markets and those, it would be source 1. I hope I'm not too tired and giving wrong answers, but it would be source 1 for me. Which sources give information on how specific places in communities are maintained? It's source 1 about municipal corporations. All right, let's move on to 26. Based on the sources, which describes a similarity between central and local government. They both do what? Have buildings in each parish capital. They both have members that are elected by the people, and they both have responsibilities for maintaining parks and markets, and they both have members who are in charge of different ministries. Ministries is central, parks and market local. They both have members elected by the people. This breaking news was on last year's paper. Breaking news. Thief steal 29 cows from farmer in Rocktown about 3 a.m. on Tuesday, April 13, 2022, which would most likely be used by the court to determine the proper punishment for the thieves. A says the laws on theft, B says laws on cruelty to animals, C says laws on views of Rocktown community members, and D says the views of cattle farmers who had similar experiences. The answer is A, laws on theft. All right, 28. Paul is a 27-year-old man who was born in the United States of America. His parents are Jamaican who also live in the United States of America. Paul visits Jamaica very often. During these visits, he developed a love and passion for Jamaica. He wants to become a Jamaican citizen. Under which of the following can Paul apply for Jamaican citizenship? And that is descent. By descent, a descendant of Jamaican citizen who are his parents. Which right comes with being a Jamaican citizen? A says the right to pay taxes. Paying taxes is your responsibility. B, right to vote during election. Yes. Voting is a right and a responsibility. Serve on a jury, that's a responsibility. Choose da 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 da. Alright, this is for item 30. It says, team, before we proceed, I need to hear your views on the matter. Which characteristic of a good leader is John demonstrating? A, being courageous. B, displaying confidence. C, supporting team members during meeting. And D, allowing members to take part in decision making. D. All right, here we have a grid showing coordinates. With what is the name of the line of latitude labeled X? So this main line right here is the equator. So that's A. All right. Which farming activities carried out mostly in mountainous environment? Cattle, coffee, chicken, or sugarcane? Coffee. B. All right. Which of the following is a body of water? That's 33. That is completely surrounded by land. Is it Gulf, lake, sea, or river? It's a lake. On an airplane to their destination, the Jones family flew over landforms surrounded by water. As they descended, they saw a strip of land with water on either side. The strip formed a part of the airport runway. From hear that going on? What two land masses did they observe? A, continent and peninsula. B, continent and isthmus. C, island and peninsula. And D, island and bay. It's an island and peninsula. C. Moving on. So you have Kingston, Morant Bay, Cinchona Gardens. Height above sea level, humidity in the morning, and the humidity in the afternoon. So you can look across the table to see their humidity in morning and afternoon and height above sea level. Based on the information on or in the table, which is true about humidity in mountain environment? Humidity is low on mountains than in lowlands. B says it is higher on the mountains than in the lowlands. And C says it remains the same on mountains and lowlands. D says it changes on the mountains but not on lowlands. It's B. It's higher on mountain than in lowlands. Alright, where are we? We're now at 36, and we have to use this. This was on last year's paper, if I'm not mistaken. Which is likely to happen as a result of leaving the hillside in the same state. More intense rainfall? No. Increased land pollution? No. Increased fertilizer use? No. Frequent landslide? The answer is D. Guys, I'm seeing so many repeated items as we go through the different papers. Please go through all the papers. You will be doing yourselves well. Which best describes a human activity that is beneficial to mountain environment? This is repeat. Building houses, reusing plastic bottles, setting up forest reserves, practicing compost. This is not a repeat. Composting. So which best describes a human activity beneficial to mountains? All right. It would be setting up forest reserves. Let's go. All right, so we have two sources. Source one, Jamaica Conservation and Development Trust website. The Blue and John Crow Mountains National Park is mainly cloud forest, a type of habitat that has a wide variety of plants and animals. Many of these plants are used for medicinal or other purposes such as crafts. More than 50% of the flowering plants found in the park cannot be found anywhere else in the world. As a result, the area is protected by several laws. The Blue and John Crow Mountains National Park is managed by the Jamaica Conservation and Development Trust, JCDT. Source 2, the table taken from Irie Tour blog. Table showing adventures in mountain environments. Adventures in mountain. Water adventures are canoeing and swimming. Other activities or adventures, hiking, bird watching, camping. So two sources. 38. Which source or sources identifies activities that tourists can take part in? That's source 2. So that's B. 39. Which source suggests that human activities may be restricted in some mountain environment? I think that is source 1, as it speaks to setting up setting up the reserves. 40. Where are we? Oh. Based on the sources, which conclusion can be drawn about the significance of mountain environments? We're at the end. Jesus. Mountains are only useful for providing habitats for animals, not at all. B. Mountains support wildlife and recreational activities, could be the answer. Let's read on. C. Mountains are severely affected by human activities. D. Mountains provide water supply for the country. The answer is B. And this means we're at the end. Thank God. Let's give it a big tick. We're finished. Alright, so this is the 2024 PEP Social Studies CBT, items 21 to 40. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to go through all the videos from start to end. Leave your comments or your emojis, depending on what you're watching them on. And look out for the others. Alrighty, take care.